because my brain can't reorient this like in my. So we're gonna ink an upside down. Is he playing upside down?
Entirely.
He's playing
And
entirely upside down. Okay, so we are
yep.
seeing
And
Amethyst
so
Steel.
Nicholas just like inked away a Tipo, and then Bun inks off that Elsa, commits Calhoun, and just quests away. Um, yeah, there's not much more. Another Tipo going into the inkwell. What do you expect's going to happen here from Nick? Do you
Actually,
know what he's
I
on yet? It's
from
Tipo
Bun.
Tipo.
I was gonna say
No,
from Bun, I have no idea, but we are gonna sail. I mean, like it's basically we're gonna sail, we're gonna ramp. It doesn't really matter unless this is, I would say, Emerald Sapphire. Like ramping on two is basically what any Sapphire deck wants to do. I don't know the exact. Like maybe we'll get to see the next thing.
a third
Wow, okay,
Tipo.
that's three T-pos into the inkwell. Honestly, that's gaming. We don't need those T-pos for later. They're in the inkwell. They're out of our
Perfect
deck.
ink.
They're not doing anything. Yeah, it's a perfect ink. Now, if Luke, you could just flip Bun's board to a normal
You want to
person's
see.
orientation. I'm
So,
gonna lose my
so
mind. I'm
do
gonna
you
lose my
want to
mind.
see the hand upside down, or do you want to see the cards upside down? This is interesting. I'll let chat decide on that. And we'll
The
change it.
upside down cards are actually killing me. I have never seen this behavior before. I can
Pretty
appreciate it.
sure
I
it's not
mean,
allowed in normal gameplay. But we're just inking a Tinkerbell, and I think we're thinking.
hands in the middle are his worst. Oh, okay. All right. Did we just pass?
Nope. I'm assuming there was some sort of discussion there. We're just gonna play a Tinkerbell and throw the characters into the lore zone.
The lore zone. Yeah, we don't know what this person's color is. It's basically it's sapphire, it's steel, it's blurple, it's anything, but the 4-drop here is going to matter the most depending on our ink color. But this turn is very imperative because we do see that Bun is completely ahead, going 1, 2, 3, gonna be singing Strength of a Raging Fire on whatever it is that Nicola. I'm having the worst day that our player on the left here is going to play. So it needs to have high willpower or have an on play effect that is going to really help us out. And it is a Cinderella.
You'll never know.
A Cinderella is not going to live and have any more dreams coming true into this Strength of a Raging Fire, which is exactly what Amethyst Steel wants to do on their next turn. But we will get that draw after we ink a card from our hand. So we did, it's like a little bit of filter, a little bit of ramp, gets us closer to our game
and
plan as
that
we kiss our Cinderella goodbye.
and that card does come into play readied. It does not matter here, but who knows what new sets will come up that could have triggers that require having an ink open on your opponent's turn, such as a Simba into a Simba.
Simba.
Like when the character Mufasa, that's what that character's called. Could put a character into play, which triggers something, which would say maybe when this comes into play, pay one, do this. So you would want that ink open. In this scenario, it does not matter at all, as Bun is thinking.
Bun is thinking that they should turn their mat the other way around and save me from the brain worms that are killing me at this point. But it is
Chat
fine.
has
If we
said that
had
they like it this way more. They do not want the hands in the middle of the board. They think that
I
would be more
chat
irritating.
is always right, as we're not slamming the Strength of
There's your
Raging Fire, but
strength.
we did. It's strength. See how many times you had to turn it? But it is Strength of Raging Fire, and it did take that. So yes, we basically Nicola had to basically plan their turn in knowing that Cinderella is probably not long for this world. So again, I don't know if this is an emerald deck, if this is a steel deck. Like I have no idea what their other ink color is, but it better be a
What
banger because we inked a lot of ramp. We inked three T-pos and a sail, so we're not trying to double ramp this game. So it depends on what it
what
might
color
be
do you
blur.
want it to be? If you were Nicola,
And at 5 ink, I want to play. I mean, gosh, like a Hades Infernal Schemer or not Infernal Schemer. You can't do that. That's 7. I would think looking for a deal would be kind of nice because then we could draw some more cards at this point. But we are at 7-0, and we've done essentially nothing. But it is a steel card. It's Namari. Tell us about Namari.
tell us about Namari. Well,
Yeah.
she is a steel princess, and she's kind of a villain. of
She says
sorts.
that, oh, does Luke knows what Namari is. Basically, it says when you play this card, this is a blue, this is Sapphire Steel ally. So Namari comes in, she says whenever you play this card, you may draw a card and then discard a card, and then her strength is equal to the amount of cards in the discard, which at this point is a 1. And I saw Namari, Jasmine, and a Mulan into the Inkwell after having a Cinderella last turn. So this seems like this is a kind of princess focused Sapphire Steel list, which our Cinderella not being strength there was actually probably worst case scenario, because we would have been able to ink and draw and Namari, and it would have been really, really great. But instead, we're having to ink our princesses and watch this low Namari, notably without evasive, just be a 1/5 because of our
I
Jasmine.
I swear I spelled that card right. The search thing would just not. I was just trying to get it on the screen for everyone else to see, and it took that long for me to find her to put
Single
her on
minded
the screen.
rival. Well, you know what? She is single handedly holding down this board. And I don't think Bun is too scared of that Namari at this point, as we had to ink the Mulan, so we can't even like discard to make the Namari bigger. But at the beginning of your turn, you do get to draw and discard a card, which will help us filter through our deck and will make Namari just a little bit bigger. So let's get after it. That's one card. So we're going to draw, and it is a May trigger, so you don't have to decide to discard and then draw with Namari, but we are going to discard the Pleekster.
Yep, and Blue Steel is barely on screen, and Big Thunder's in the chat.
I know,
Um,
right? Hey, they know it. When Sapphire Steel is going, there's a network, and I think they all are mentally connected, and they all summon each other, and we get to see it. Unfortunately, again, our Cinderella did get
ooh,
strength as,
Goliath to the Inkwell.
yeah, the Sapphire Steel bat signal is up just in time to see the worst of all
Vincenzo
timelines.
taking it down.
Our
Oh,
Centaurini doing 3 damage, which is exactly enough to take out that fast flyer Tinkerbell that was going to sit there and be evasive and cause all kinds of problems. As now our Namari is big enough. She is a 4/5, and she can kind of crack into this Calhoun, which I think I would. I think I'd take the Calhoun, because even if you crack back with the Palace Guard, oh, we went for the less damage on that. So I don't know, man. I hate Calhoun. I'll take her out every day.
so tell me why Nikolai would go after the Palace Guard over the Calhoun.
I feel as though maybe they wanted 1 damage on the Namari as opposed to the 3 damage. Again, this Amethyst Steel deck does play Cheshire Cat, so you are able to move damage around pretty handily. So you might be able to maybe crack in and do some shenanigans with damage moving, and then next turn you're probably going to want to challenge in with the Calhoun, but it's still not enough damage as a dock comes down to take out the Namari. So it's probably seeing that it's a pretty safe thing as we double dock. Oh dear.
Um, so chat is saying they wanted to play around Cat for the 2-for-1, but if we took down the Calhoun, what is holding damage? There's nothing that can hold damage. There's nothing that can challenge into Namari, assuming the discard pile is big enough to make that happen. If we only have 3 cards in the discard pile,
No, we have 4.
then we have 4. So yeah,
Yeah.
no matter what, it's kind of going that way. But it appears that Nicola read the situation that Bun wasn't going to go for that challenge, because Bun was still a damage short, right?
Right. I was to say Calhoun wouldn't actually get rid of it. You'd have to double challenge in and 2-for-1 yourself, which is probably not where we wanted to be. My brain had to get there, and Luke's been there the whole time. Double dock though. Did you sign them docs? Who signed them docs?
That my signature is not that pretty. I think that is
You should work on it.
actually the artist's signature. My signature's okay.
Aspire to look that nice on a dock. But we did our Namari trigger to go ahead and discard a Namari. I wonder how many cards we have in hand, but it is a secret over there on Nicola's side. Hopefully, this is where at the point where we're going to start playing big bombs. The double dock was kind of fine for us last turn. It did go a little bit more wide, and it does present 2 more cards in hand. But at this case, Tinkerbell coming on in, doing damage to everything except for Calhoun because she has resist. She's gonna resist that 1 point of damage.
That that
Like
that
that.
is what the ability does.
Yeah. Like that. Like she's like, you know what I mean? Just like kind of clenched
She
at all
doesn't even
points.
make the
But
noise. She doesn't even realize she got hit by it. She's got some good armor on. High quality
absolutely.
marine video game armor, as Vincenzo's gaining some lore.
Oh yeah, he's going questing. We are not doing anything other than turning Vincenzo sideways. That is a card where if you have to challenge with a 2 strength Vincenzo with 3 lore, you're in a very bad spot. So we're turning him sideways every single day because that's how we catch up. Because at the very early game, we were ramping, we were trying to get set up, we lost our Cinderella. That was kind of really bad for us. We weren't able to play princesses and filter through. However, Vincenzo comes down, takes out that pesky evasive that we were going to have a little bit of problems with. And now you turn it sideways. And 3 lore just going while I'm also dealing with your board with Tinkerbell here, which is going to go ahead and challenge and take out a dock. So we can't turn those docks sideways, or you do because you're about to lose them both.
So do you think Bun has the Cobra and is just super slow rolling right here?
He slow rolled the strength of a raging fire, so I'm assuming that it is definitely going to take them a little bit of time as we exert 3, and it's probably right here, right now. And ooh, Cheshire Cat,
It's also
which is
not bad.
annoying.
You get to heal up the genie, put a
Uh huh.
damage on the Namari, and
Mm-hmm.
then trade away a dock with it. Assuming there's
Oh,
three, is that one damage or three? I can't.
it is
I
3 damage on the Namari, so you can go ahead, put it up to 4, and like you said, just kind of swing a dock into it. And again, now that you turn your dock sideways, the 2 damage from the Tinkerbell can't really do much to
oh
the non-exerted characters. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and put it onto the
yep.
Jasmine,
For a
so we
second,
don't
I
ship.
thought we were moving the damage off of the Namari onto the Jasmine, but no, it was off the genie into the Jasmine. And then we're turning our stuff sideways, going to 18.
Oh, that's the resist Jasmine, not the heal Jasmine. So yeah, that wouldn't actually work because she does have resist. So the Doc Noodle arms would not get through that. I thought that was our other blurry princess that heals for 1, which is notably not as good as this one because resist +1 just throws off the math, especially for the Cheshire Cat shenanigans that we try to do as we discard another. Was she the fearless princess? I don't know. Jasmine's doing stuff and things.
So, what does Nicola need here to not lose the game?
Let's see. Mob song. That'll do it. I think that would be great. Or an ink runner. Give Tinkerbell evasive. Pop the genie. Then go ahead, place the 2 damage onto the dock, and then challenge in with our Namari
So
or another Tinkerbell.
basically,
That'd be sick.
so
That'd
you're
be actually
basically
kind of cool.
saying Nicola just needs an answer to Genie, which there's a few.
Yes.
Like this right here, boom. Clean answer.
Ooh, clean answer. We'll do 3 damage to the genie, challenge into the dock, put the other damage, splash it from the Tinkerbell onto the genie. That's Doc and Genie down. Doc Genie. And then the Cheshire Cat. So we are going to be left with 1 lore next turn, getting up to 19. But notably, how much lore does Nicola have on his side?
3
He's three. No, I mean no.
in
He's
play. We've
yeah. I was gonna say
got
6,
10,
7, 8. Yeah, I
11.
was. Yeah, that's kind of a lot. So yeah, we
It's
turn.
two
Now we're
turn
going up to
tap.
6. Oh, we did. So we did challenge. Oh yeah, challenging in with our noodle arms Vincenzo. But next turn, we're gonna have to throw something really, really good off the top. Again, we still have our
Do you
filter
think
from the Namari coming up next turn, so we have ways to get outs.
do you think there's a strength in Nicola's hand, and that's one of the reasons maybe why he didn't quest right away, was thinking about if he needs to sing or not. I kind of agree that it's not worth singing yet because you lose to Cobra no matter what. And I don't think there's just
Mm,
maybe there's a world Bun is on the 3 cost 3 that gains lore.
the white flower,
Yeah, but
maybe. But
but
I
Nicola
mean,
just questing
does he
up
got it? He's got it.
to
Oh, that's a
6.
Nala. Now, that's not a card that we typically see in Amethyst Steel, but it's Nala Doc,
That's
and that is
good.
actually probably the worst case scenario for Nicola as we get 2 cards closer that could have gotten us exactly into our Cobra discard, win the game. So,
And we're inking a Dumbo.
are we going to play something? Because that just gives us another thing. that they're going to have to remove. As we know, we're going to move a damage from Vincenzo over to Namari, cleanly get rid of that Namari and your filter for being able to draw a card that you need. Ooh, so the top card, it better be real good. It's got to be the best card. It's going to be the card. Mm.
You
And notably,
need
Nala
a
has
lot.
resist. Oh man, that's 3 docks, right? Like we just had 3 docks this game, which 1 dock came at a really bad time. We don't love that.
It
But
might have
this
been
dock
all
was right
four.
on time.
I think that was all four because we played 2 docks early with no card draw, right?
I think this is the 3rd dock. Unless he ate one and did not put it in the discard, because I'm not seeing.
I feel like I feel like the first 2 docks we played we didn't draw cards off of. But maybe we did, and I blinked.
I think we drew 2 cards off the 2nd dock because we played a dock, drew cards.
Okay, so we did at least draw on that turn.
Mm-hmm.
I think that happened during the moment that I was trying desperately to find Namari on the card viewer.
Ah, yes. We only have 1 card in hand. Is it the best card in our deck? Is it the best card? It's a Tinkerbell. That's pretty good. But again, Nala with resist.
I feel like we just missequenced possibly. Unless we have a strength for the
I see.
Oh,
we're just going to go beyond the horizon. I see what you're going to do. Basically, you challenge in, you put the 2 damage onto the Nala. She takes 1, then you play the Tinkerbell. And after you play the Tinkerbell, then the Nala goes down without a fight. And then you still have. Now we're looking. I'm assuming this is a strength of a Raging Fire. Nope.
It could be that we needed to draw a strength or a thunder no matter what, because we're not going to be able to take them both out. So it didn't matter, as we're just going to Tinkerbell shoot the dock and use whatever removal we drew to answer the Nala, since all of our removal will probably deal 3 damage.
True. But now we absolutely had to draw a card, and it is Zeus. There it is. Man, that Beyond the Horizon coming in clutch, being able to be sung by himself with our Vincenzo.
It's still only 11 lore, and we are at 7 to 19.
7 to 19. What is
Cobra?
it? Cobra!
Oh, Bun's like, I had it. I was just waiting. Obviously,
he had it in hand. Okay. I was like, wait,
where did that Cobra come off of?
He had the dock. So so he did draw Cobra off and he was just waiting for his next turn so he could draw a card for turn and take the game with the Cobra, as though we've never seen an Amethyst Steel player ever do that ever. So, there it is. Our game 1. Is that game 1, or do we get to see how this set resolves? Because you said that there was
that was game
Cobra win. Okay. So game 1 of our match here, we were to see Sapphire Steel on the play. Now we know that we also have to watch out for steel cards. So hopefully we can maybe use, because I feel like Nicola basically, he inked a Tipo. Well, he inked 3 Tipos and a Sail. So instead of maybe double ramping to kind of get where we need, we basically took a bunch of turns off to try to get to Cinderella, which was immediately strength of a Raging Fire, because we ended up going 1, 2, 3, 4 strength, which is all you need in an Amethyst Steel deck. So hopefully this time we know what we're looking for. Maybe we won't just throw a Cindy out there. And being on the play, it kind of makes the turns awkward as well. So you might be able to keep your Cinderella and get a trigger off of her, maybe playing a Mulan, maybe playing, any other princess that you seem to have in your deck. So I don't know. I do favor being able to keep Cinderella around for a little bit longer to double ramp more and get to our big bombs, which all cost 7.
Who's gonna win? Game number 2. Prediction is up as color disappears.
Alone? What happened?
I don't know. What'd you do?
Oh, I don't know. Everything froze and then unfroze.
Oh, The internet went down for a moment, I guess.
That's fun. I love that.
I hope Nick's camera focuses soon.
It's more fun doing the play-by-play when you can't actually see the cards, right?
Yes, it's nice. All right, we're at 1.5. We're up in it.
We're
I think
upping it. Okay. Let's go. As we see a blurry, probably two cards that we're going to keep, and we're going to ship back a blurry amount of cards. Yeah, basically, we're trying. I mean, if we're keeping
it
two,
looks
we
like
have
two.
definitely
Yeah.
found the ramp. So that's exactly what we need. Now, it depends on if we want to double ramp on the play because we have a little bit more time, and maybe our Cinderella might stick around one more turn instead of getting strength into oblivion. Now we all know what Bun's gonna do. One, two, three, strength. So,
But which
which is
one?
pretty good
And
into
which
it.
two? And which three?
I know, man. That fast flyer is good in those situations, though, man, because just being up there with evasive and two lore, and I don't know when we all decided to start putting Ink Runner in our deck, but man, giving Tinkerbell evasive, that's one of the best feelings.
Oh
Oh, it's
my.
getting worse before it gets better. That's my favorite. Hey,
I'm
we're practicing here at the
assuming
ICL.
they will
So,
notice. I'm hoping they
no.
notice and say something.
So, Luke, you've got play by play, right? You're going to.
Yeah, yeah, I've got this.
There you go. This is hard mode, guys. This is what you're going to get. Only the best here in
Look
the
at how
ICL.
focused his finger was.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we saw it. We understand. It's not
You got to
going to
put it
get.
right next to the camera where it's in focus
Uh-huh.
and then move it down. If you don't let it
Watching
get
everybody do technical
focused,
things is so fun. It's
no,
so
it's
fun.
it's it's absolutely a nightmare.
No,
Because
I
it
know.
almost never works for myself, and then what works for
Almost
me won't work for
never.
them. There we go. I just skipped for that was like 2 minutes.
That was
So
2 minutes of them doing that. That's crazy.
and we start off by inking a Goliath and playing a Jasmine and passing the turn off to Bun.
Are we going to have the Shift Jasmine? I love that card because you know what we can do with the Shift Jasmine? We can quest. It'll get us an ally off the top of our deck, potentially. And you know what's an ally? Pleakley. And you know what Pleakley does? He gets
Ink
played
things.
on Thrink Ink, and you can ink your Jasmine if she's in danger, and you get to ramp doubly so. And then, oh, it's
Elsa
so
hitting
good.
the Inkwell with the Palace Guard again, 2 games in a row.
Come on, let's see the shift. You know that that's the most fun that you can have in this deck. But I mean, again, if you're shifting, you're not ramping, but at the same time, you're putting an extra card in your hand, but you are on the play, so it's pretty good. But you're
Second
ramping turn
Goliath.
3 with the Pleek Lee.
The
I hated
Pleakley.
that. But we're just going to sail, like a nice, responsible sail.
Yeah, 2 Goliaths into the Inkwell, followed by a sail. We're going to be inking a third card, another Tipo, and then quest away, passing the turn off to Bun.
Well, that tells me that we probably do not have the shift, or we do not care, because there's no way that you're going to, hypnotic strength your Palace Guard into the Oblivion. But
Don't tell Bun what to do.
I mean, he could. He absolutely could. And that would be
Diablo.
terrible.
Diablo hitting the Inkwell, and we're adding a Timothy Mouse, another 1/4 to the board, while I'm pretty sure we're about to also quest for 1 as we go.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe quest on that side. Now, Timothy Q Mouse has evasive, or no, it just gives you a lure when another evasive is in play. So I'm thinking maybe we'll see a fast flyer come down on 3, which would make Timothy Mouse quest for 2 and get us a little bit closer to our game plan as we see Pleakley into the Pleak well. Unfortunate as our then now they're safe. She's safe as Cinderella Dreams Come True does come down, and we will be able to ink a card out of our hand at the end of turn and then draw a card to replace it, which is super great, especially when you have a critical mass of princesses in your deck. Love that repeatable effect.
Yeah, the Cinderella has seen a little bit of play here and there.
Turns out card may be good, and I'm thinking a fast flyer here. A fast flyer or that Timothy Q Mouse is just a body, and that's also fine. But us being on the draw, being a turn behind, we won't be able to get after that Cinderella Dreams Come True. So she's gonna make like a couple more dreams come true before we're done. But there it is.
Lexington into the Inkwell as Tinkerbell comes down, and we quest away for 3 more lore.
3 more lore because, of course, we did get that Timothy Q mouse effect off of that Tinkerbell, but we inked the Lexington in favor of getting the 1 extra lore. So we're basically saying I'm not doing a ton of battling here. My 4/4 doesn't matter. I'm just gonna put this evasive nuisance on the board, which I mean, shout out to evasive 1/3s with 2 lore that cost 3. It's just a nuisance. Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna be inking away, or we haven't even inked yet. We're just gonna play a Namari, and that's gonna trigger the Cinderella at the end of turn. So we might not even need to ink. Are you inking on this turn here? Do you think?
it depends on what my hand is. Like, I think if my hand is all gummed up with maybe, say, more T-pos, I'd ink for turn, and then I'd ink again with Cinderella. But if I'm starting to get to the point where I have cards in hand that I want to keep, I don't want to gamble by inking a good card kind of like that to then, because you have to discard for the Namari, and then you're going to have to ink for turn, and then you're going to have to ink again, and then you'll draw 1 card. So it really depends. Well, we are just going to Strength of a Raging Fire here. Get rid of that pesky fast flyer out of here, out of the sky. And she's a singer. Cindy's safe. We're gaming. We're gaming.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good turn, just developing the Namari, singing away to answer that pesky Tinkerbell, and at the moment, it does look like Nick is just contemplating on what he wants to ink from the Cinderella. It appears we've made a choice. We're going to draw a card and pass the turn on over to Bun.
Yeah, I think that's good. Again, like I said, like once we start getting into, we're looting with the Namari, we're getting low in cards in hand. I think that is our only card in hand. So inking for turn would have like negated that we would not have gotten the trigger off of the Cinderella. So saving that, now we're kind of down to this low resource thing, but we are looting and we are Princess Gaming and we are seeing a Genie Wish Fulfilled come down.
Yep, just ink away that Diablo, play Genie, draw a card, trigger the Timothy Mouse so we can continue to quest up to 7. Applying as much pressure as we can to see if Nicola can answer something. I think we're either still thinking about the Namari draw or we forgot it, but it appears we're thinking about what we want to discard from Namari before we draw for turn.
Yeah, because you can basically say, "Hey, I'm gonna skip and just draw for
Second.
turn," or you can, yeah, get rid of that. We don't care about shifting that. We don't care
That's
about
a
the
second
allies off
one.
the top of our deck. We don't care about shifting onto our little tiny one to make her a bit bigger. We are looking for our big boys. We're looking for Vincenzo. We're looking for Tinkerbell. We're looking for probably Beyond the Horizon or something like that, just to kind of get us through our deck. I haven't seen a Hades Infernal Schemer yet, though.
Overrated card. We have
Overrated
Vincenzo.
card. Vincenzo is quite inkable in comparison to, and against this deck, doing 3 damage is kind of fine. It's kind of fine.
Yet
It's a fine
Namari
amount of
taking
damage.
down the poor Timothy Mouse, slowing Bun down as much as we can, but it's going to be
That's
hard to
our
answer that Genie.
3rd Jasmine. We've decided that card doesn't mean anything as we go for the Goliath.
Yeah, as you said, the 3rd Jasmine hitting the inkwell, so we're able to commit the Goliath, 1 card in hand, 2 cards in hand, so we're going to be drawing at least 1 card there. It seems pretty good for Nick if he can draw removal for this Genie.
Yeah, this Goliath has a ton of text on it, but basically it says at the end of my turn, I'm going to have 2 cards in hand, and you're going to have 2 cards in hand. So if you are able to ink and get rid of a card, then you're able to refill your hand and just dock every turn. And then your opponents will be able to do that too. But a lot of times, typically you have Tipo, you have Cinderella, you have things like that, and you're able to ink out of your hand and get down to 0 cards a lot more often than your opponent. So you can really start to utilize that and be able to ramp and play all of the cards that you're getting for turn while your opponent is having to play a fair game without ramp. And so they're not able to utilize that and get their hand as empty, especially Amethyst doesn't really want to be super, super low on cards. And they're looking for Doc anyway, so it's kind of like a risk versus reward card. It's a cool card, but it can bite you, but it can help you. You know what I mean?
I do believe it's like a double-edged sword.
Ah, that's a better term for it.
I was really, really hoping
Which
you
swords
didn't
aren't?
say that right before then. I'm just like, am I about to repeat what she just said when I like zoned out for half a second?
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. Yes, I know. What swords
Exactly.
don't? Yeah, like which sword don't? I don't know, like
Katana.
okay, that is only one edge. I don't
Yep.
know. I've never really actually played like a mess with the swords because I just assume I'll cut my own leg off as soon as I pick one up, you know? Like the
But
scenes from like anywhere in Star Wars where they're like, "Oh, here's a lightsaber." I'm like, I would like immediately amputate something off my body if I picked up a
ooh,
lightsaber.
so we're inking a strength, throwing down two palace guards and a
Ooh,
Lexington, leaving one card in hand. We're
ooh,
not. We could have sang the strength even, maybe inked the palace guard, but we don't care. We don't need to strength
ooh.
Cinderella. We're just gonna go fast, and that puts us up to 10 lore. Whoever's in
10
charge of this
lore,
lore
no
track needs
cards
to
in
get
hand.
on it.
Oh, I understand. So we are taking the full advantage of the Goliath here by getting our hand empty. And yeah, that is something that you didn't want to see on Nicholas' side because you're like, oh, he's got so many cards in hand. He's not going to be able to like gain off this Goliath. How's he going to do that? He's going to ink a really good card and play out his entire hand and then be able to draw 2 cards. So again, now you're in a danger situation where this Goliath is probably going to need to get on out of here before it continues to help your opponent by giving them 2 cards at the end of their turn. If they're going to keep doing this, how dare you? You don't
So
deserve Goliath. You can't have it. It's too much.
for reasons,
Hmm?
have recently been asked what my favorite enchanted is. Before I put it up on the screen, do you have any guesses on what you think my favorite enchanted art is?
Is it not the Goliath right there already on the screen?
No, it is not the Goliath that's on the screen.
Okay.
I mean, the
It was
Goliath on the screen is
Namari.
okay looking, but
Uh huh. I have no idea, Luke. Every time you say something, I'm always like, huh, I learned
what
something new.
this
So,
is by far
oh,
the
yeah, it's really
most
pretty.
beautiful enchanted in the game, in my opinion.
In your opinion. Cauldron for me. But we have, wow, Cauldron art is absolutely sick. So we are going to have our Namari that is approximately, I don't know, she's like a 5/5 at this point. She's just going to slap the Palace Guard, taking that cleanly out, only taking 1 damage back, getting us with our 2 damage onto her. And I don't know, we're moving ink around. We got to have something. We got to have something. As now the
We
Goliath
filtered
actually
away.
works. Yeah, we did filter away, but we did have this Goliath works really well for this Lexington because, of course, it has the Stone by Day effect. So when you exert the Lexington, you are only able to ready it if you have 2 or less cards. But Goliath says you can only have 2 cards. So him being a Goliath, a gargoyle ally, says that Lexington's just going to go ahead and trigger each time.
Ooh,
There we go.
Tinkerbell putting a damage on everything might make some cleanup a little easier. As you were kind of mentioning earlier, Vincenzo doing some work, be able to. Oh, don't
Oh,
even need the
well,
Vincenzos. Cinderella emptying that hand down. It does appear the Namari kind of crafted us a powerful hand here.
yeah,
I
as we
do really like the flavor of Goliath always, as you were saying, helping all of the gargoyles, and then that pesky Demona exerting them and then giving them three
It's the
cards so they
anti
don't ready.
gargoyle. Yeah, it's the anti gargoyle synergy, which we love. Flavor wins in game mechanics. As now we did take out the genie because it is evasive, and we not have not seen an ink runner since the beginning of the game, which is kind of how you get rid of those evasives. And it's a sneaky little way. But I was kind of like, do we want to get rid of the Lexington because it has the 4 strength on it? But the genie, of course, being evasive is 2 lore. We're already at 10. Get that genie out of the sky. I'm not really scared of the Palace Guard and the 4/4, but I just, yeah, I hate looking at a 4/4 and being like, you're going to get to crack back with that. But it will be banished to everything that Nicola puts onto the board as we go ahead and play out our whole
Ooh,
hand. And of course, it's a dock at the end.
yeah, Diablo Calhoun Dock, draw two. We don't have any more ink though, so we could ink and play one, which would then allow the Goliath to refill us up. Are you questing? You challenging?
I'm questing. Look at that. I mean, what are you going to do? Basically, if I
Fun
challenge,
agrees.
if you challenge into my Lexington, it only puts 4 damage onto my Goliath. And at this point, I have got to get this Goliath off of the board because I don't know what you can do if you're going to continue to give them cards. Plus, they dock on their own. So that was disgusting. That's it. I mean, I'm sure Nicola wanted to flip the table, probably flip it up like the right way so we can actually look at the cards and not be like, but it's
So
fine.
do you think that other card is just an uninkable, or do you think it's so good
That's
that we
Cobra.
didn't want to ink it and
That's Cobra.
play the thing? Your prediction is Cobra. All right.
Yeah, we're waiting on it. Yeah, ain't no way that we passed the turn and kept the 2 cards in our hand. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I
We
mean, we
could have
had to
inked
ink
one, but
it. Yeah, so whatever that other card was, it would have had to been inkable to play the
so
Diablo.
it's probably a inkable and a. It's probably Cobra and an uninkable. As we do get the Namari trigger, we loot out our Pleekster, as he has not made an appearance this game other than into the Pleekwell and the discard, because we did not go for that Shift Jasmine line. We said we're throwing all 3 of those Jasmines as far away from us as possible. That's not what I want to be doing. Kind of slow, super fun.
So
Just, I
instead
mean,
of
Vincenzo's an ally, Tinkerbell's an ally, but we
instead of
found them. They're all
Schrodinger's
gangs over here.
cat, it's like Jafar's cobra.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
the card is it's always a cobra or it's never a
Always.
cobra
Yep.
at the same time.
There's only 2 options. As Vincenzo Santorini comes down, does 3 damage, and leaves a 3 lore body on the board. What are we taking out? The Doc.
I think I
Why?
would have.
Why?
I
I would
think I
take
would
the
have went for
Calhoun.
Calhoun. Yeah,
Yeah. Calhoun all day, as
that
she's
was
going to be able to
a
crack back and get us to more
maybe that was
lore
a
than we
pin
really want.
trick. Oh yeah,
Yeah, bruh.
it was just a pin trick. Bun's like, oh, this right, and then
This,
Nick's like,
yeah,
sure,
this.
sure, sure, sure. Wait a
It's like,
second.
wait,
Wait a second.
that's the wrong steel card. Yeah,
Pleakley hitting the
absolutely not.
ink.
As we are
And
going to give resist to one of our characters, probably the. Ooh, let's see. Is it going to be
whatever's
the
fighting the
Goliath?
Lexington. Whatever's fighting
Yeah,
the Lexington.
I would say Goliath, because even if we were to give resist to Namari, that still kind of
It's such a
cleanly
flavor
takes out.
fail though. If Goliath takes down Lexington, it's such a
Well, actually, there's like a episode where Demona goes ahead and takes over Goliath's brain, and he becomes her puppet, and he does start
oh.
just yeeting gargoyles left and right. As it makes more sense to give resist to the Tinkerbell that I forgot was on board, going in challenging into the Lexington, and
What are you
then
shooting?
splashing 2 damage onto.
Well, maybe we're hitting Lexington and
then
throwing a
the
Jasmine into
the
it.
Diablo, I think, just
I
to
kind
get
of
rid of
like
it. I
that.
mean, you're gonna draw a card, but you don't get a lore out of it.
It's
And
either
then I can throw some more things into your Palace Guard, and then Goliath has to take the Lexington. You
I do like that
do
play.
it.
I do like that play. The other option is you shoot the Lexington and then your Jasmine can just trade with it. Depending on how much damage you want to be allowed on your Goliath.
Yeah, but
Oh, Lexington
Lexington
is not
doesn't
ready.
red.
I thought there's only 2 cards in Bun Sand, right? Oh, he drew off the Diablo though. He did draw
Yeah,
off the
he
Diablo.
did. So yeah, Lexington doesn't ready. So you
Trixie,
might,
Trixie, Trixie.
but I think you still take the Lexington in this instance. I mean, or maybe you quest. Ooh,
We're
I
going
like that.
fast. Let's go fast.
Not taking the Palace Guard, I don't love that, because again, Amethyst is a terrifying situation if you get close to that much lore. But
It's like
Nicola is
11
saying,
lore
you
in
know
play.
what?
With
Oh, is that
that's
exactly game? Oh yeah, I forgot. Vincenzo does quest for 3, so I guess getting to 11 with 11 lore in play is probably
with
the
only
play.
2 challenging power.
Oh, I know. All right, so that is why Nicola. You know what, Sapphire Steel players respect, because I would have just been like, I don't know,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
I also like to just like we could have challenged and
clean
still
it up.
won the
Yeah.
game at 13, but this
But it
could have
does
been
give
a
a couple more
scenario
turns, because if
exactly.
you do nab a Cobra off the top, basically saying, hey, I'm not going to let you do the thing that you're trying to do. And that's basically like, you have to deal with me. You have 2 on the board. You're going to have to draw exactly strength at this point to be able to get rid of it, as Nicola is going to go to
Game 3, I assume.
2020. Yeah, I was going to say, that's it. To be,
And
yeah,
there we are.
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. Nicola correctly assessing that everything on their board quest for a billion. So
Did all
didn't even have
those
to clean it
points
up.
just I think all those points went to Oblivion. I don't think anyone voted on the left player winning that one, and so everyone voted on the right player and just lost all their money.
You guys didn't vote for the Sapphire Steel player? That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe that Big Thunder wasn't there to
Wow.
vote for it.
Not even one person there to scoop up all of those bets. And you guys call yourself a community. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You're like, you know
I guess
what?
it was only 10 points that were bet. So
I mean, but the points on the table, not for Sapphire Steel. Now, unfortunately, we are going to have to see Amethyst Steel on the play against Sapphire Steel, and we did see that Nicola played into the Strength of a Raging Fire in game one, which is absolutely awful because we saw the power of Cinderella when she just gets to sit there and filter with that critical mask of princesses, you know, like Mulan, and even just playing the one drop Jasmine with resist to give something resist and make the math a little bit funky and also trigger Cinderella at the same time is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. You don't need draw if you're just
Sky
constantly.
Sky basically said that he would be playing Blue Steel if he could guarantee to have Cinderella every game, because he kind of equated it to the same as uh,
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Are
Let
we?
me
Was
look at
that
the.
game 3?
Okay, nope. All right, there you go. It was a draw. That's why I didn't want to say anything. The whole match ended up being a draw. They ran out of time. We played at such a fast speed. All right, if you will notice, it didn't actually feel like we were playing at a fast speed,
Oh my God, you're right. We were. It was
but we
sped
were
up.
playing at 1.5 speed there. So they barely finished game two. They drew their hands and then they drew. So the first match here was a draw. We're gonna go back to the booth while I set us up for the next round. Who do you think would have won that game? Here, let's go back to the
No,
here
no, I
and
am
look at
done
their
with these.
hands.
Absolutely not. Nicola Bun, we're gonna go on to the next game, and I'm not gonna give this any more brain power because I just got absolutely baited into thinking that we were gonna get to see a game 3, but you guys drew instead because playing at a pace. Okay. All right. Luke, we're going to the next game.
Well, I
My
want to say.
thoughts,
Oh, they
my real
won't keep
thoughts
them
don't
up at
matter.
the same time. All right, all right,
Nope.
all right.
My real thoughts do not need to be shared other than, guys, practice your decks in paper, especially if you are playing any sort of control deck, any sort of anything. I need you to not go to time.
All right, it's
That
time
is
for
the bare
you
minimum.
to carry solo mode. I'll sit here and nod occasionally. You can ask me a yes or no question that you don't want follow up on.
How many of you in chat have gone to time? Like, I know I am very, very guilty of it depending on the deck that I'm playing. I think at the DLC, I was playing Circle of Life, Amber, Emerald, and it's not an aggressive deck, and it does require a lot of thinking. And you know how many times I went to time? None. I went
Guess
to
how many
time
times I went to the
0
time with
times.
blue green?
How many?
None.
Like, none. That's right. None. And I'm not saying that you have to be fast players, and I'm just saying get the reps in on paper to where, like, when if you're going to time, it's not your fault. And that's why I think that, like, practicing in paper and really getting those reps in and getting like the dexterity things of being like, I'm inking this the versus that, it's just like, at least you know it's not you because you have those in there and you're like, okay, I can play fast, I can get through my deck. And that's why knowing your deck is so important, because when you draw a card like Vision of the Future, you already know what you want because you know where your deck is going to be and where it needs to go. So you know what the best card is for the situation because you're already wanting to draw it off the top. So when you play the Vision, you look at it and you don't have to Doctor Strange all the timelines because you already know. It's all there. You got it in your brain. Or plan your turn when your opponent's going. It's a sorry. I'm just saying I am very, very bad for going to time. And
If
the
it
only
makes
reason
you feel
I'm
better, the next round,
goes to
uh,
time because I will flip my desk.
the boards are normal.
The boards are normal. But no, so I will say we were doing DLC practice and I was playing against Zenulus and I was playing my Amber Emerald. I flipped the desk. So my Amber Emerald Circle of Life deck, and he was playing Emerald Sapphire, and he kept telling me the whole time, he's like, "You got to make a play. You got to play faster. You have to play cleaner." And like I was getting so annoyed, I was getting so mad, and I'm like, "I'm not going to do this at a DLC." And he's like, "Okay, well then you need to be practicing with intention, as if this is how you were going to play at the DLC." So you need to be playing me how you're playing at the DLC. And it was like this kind of boot camp where I also wanted to kick him in the shins by the end of it. But again, I did not go to time one time at the DLC. And it was because I was playing